everyone. I know it's only like been a day or two since the last one, but welcome back to my Chapter Master character creation guides. So we've got 5 more chapters for your entertainment, and we'll start off with the Avenging Sons. A chapter I really much like, except there's no fluff on them. It's a bit sad really, I've always thought that there should be more, so you know. Avenging Sons, usual thing. I got their chapter symbol off from Warhammer 40k wiki as per normal. Usual things, homeworld, purity and stability, never forgive because of what third company, anyone who's read about them. Bolt Adrenaline just because I wanted to give them one advantage, you know, figured it would be alright. Stability, purity, strength, cooperation, usual stuff. Homeworld, they do list their homeworld, Tricorna Major, which is temperate, standard sort of world. No, nothing about government, so I just kind of put Planetary Governor on, figured it will be alright. Challenge, once again, and Psychic Default, usual sort of stuff, nothing too complicated. Sadly, there isn't too much information, which is why I'm sort of guessing. Once again, they don't have an official battle cry, so I just left for the Emperor. I reckon it would be awesome, like, if they had a battle cry, but, you know, by the by. Standard sort of color, actually, yep, now that'll do. Yeah, gold and light blue. The names, I better fix that one. 1 second. There we go. Nope, wrong. There we go. The names are mostly of actual Avenging Sons themselves. They don't have any official rankings or rules anywhere, so I just used, you know, names of random battle brothers. But they are all members of the Avenging Sons, so it's alright. Once again, no gene seed mutations, no successor chapters, as they're an Ultramarines one themselves, so nothing too complicated there. And again, they list their chapter master, but they don't list anything about him, and nothing at all, so I went with Power Fists and a Plasma Pistol in reference to Power Fists in reference to Gilliman during the Horus Heresy, and Plasma Pistol because why not? So yeah, that's just a quick guide on the Avenging Sons. I'd love to see some actual fluff work done with them, because they come from the name Avenging Sons, which is what Gilliman called himself during the Horus Heresy. So it would be open to such awesome badassness. Alright, back to the Sons of Medusa. An interesting sort of chapter. Got this from Imperial Armor. Thank you very much. Sons of the Iron Hands. Standard sort of stuff. Fleet-based chapters. Cooperation, purity. Slow and purposeful. Scavengers and Tech Brothers because they're Iron Hands successors. Suspicious because of what they did during the Mora scheme. You know, how they got formed in the first place. I won't explain it here, but look it up. It's actually quite interesting, you know, how they managed to get themselves formed. Right, flagship is the Warspite. Recruiting is a dead world there. Their recruiting welder, or their recruiting monastery is on a asteroid, so that's kind of why I made it a dead world. Right, Battlecry, Purge the Weak, because fuck it, why not? Dark green, black, and yellow eyes. Nothing too complicated there. Once again, all of these, I think 2 of them are actually correct. I think the Forge Master and the Master of Fleet is correct. Yep. Alright. And, yep. We need to do that one, because it's the closest I can do. The Iron Hands have a really weird gene seed thing, where they're kind of, you know, their gene seed affects them mentally as opposed to physically. So, kind of hard to recreate. And the Chapter Master himself, didn't know what he was armed with, so I just went with a standard sort of Power Axe and Storm Shield. I figured it would make sense of there being a Sons of Medusa sort of thing. So, yeah. Pretty simple. Look them up online if you need to do any more specific facts, but I got most of it from Imperial Armor Volume 10. Speaking of which, the Executioners. Successor chapter of the Imperial Fists, got their icon from offline. From online. Penitent, this is after the Badab War while they're on their Penitent Crusade. So, you know, strength, cooperation a little bit lower because of what happened. Purity and stability, that needs to be like that. Suspicious and Sieged, in reference to the Badab War. Melee Enthusiasts, Lightning Warriors, Kings of Space and Borders. A lot of their fluff explains exactly why they're like that, so I'll leave it there. Their flagship, the Blade of Perdition, their homeworlds are under the care of the Salamanders at the moment, so that's why they don't actually have a recruiting world or anything like that. Blood Duel, because they had reference to a lot of duels with the Executioner's chapter. I don't think there were blood duels, but it's by the by. Now, they don't have an official battle cry, but "We have come" was something a Executioner said before he, went to town on some Chaos guys, so I figured it would fit. Standard sort of colours, blue and red. They have a red backpack as well, but you can't really do that in the thing. And once again, all of the names are the names of Executioners. I could only get the Master of the Fleet and the High Chaplain are correct. Everyone else is just names of random Executioners around. The Executioners, Imperial Fist successor, have the missing Bleacher Gland. Nothing too difficult there. Chapter Master, Thunderhammer, Plasma Pistol, just because they don't actually specifically state his arsenal. It fits in with the Imperial Fist sort of theme, so, not too bad. Once again, thank you to Imperial Armor Volume 10 for most of the facts and names for the Executioners. Alright, moving on to some non-Imperial Armor Volume 9 and 10 chapters. The Scythes of the Emperor. Love these guys, such badass, awesome warriors. Scythes of the Emperor, sorry about the icon, it's shit. I got it offline and had to squeeze it, so the pixels are bad. Fleet-based, because of their homeworld got nommed. Strength really low, because, they got nommed by the Tyranids. Cooperation, I figured it would be nice to keep it a bit high. Purity, stability is fine. Siege, because their homeworld was eaten. Enemy Tyranids, that's obvious. Scavengers, obvious. That one, obvious. They got really fucked up by the Tyranids, so not much left of them. Heart of Cronus, the Battle Barge. I wanted to remove the recruiting world, but you can't, so I just made it a dead world and called it Sofa, which is their old world. Apprenticeship, it fits in with their, rebuilding or how their salvation teams are running around. Standard default psychic powers, can't be asked changing it, I'll admit. Love the Scythes of the Emperor battle cry. For the Emperor, we are his Scythes. Primary is black and yellow, standard sort of color scheme. All the names, most of the names are of actual Scythes of the Emperor members, except for the top one. So nothing too complicated there. No successor chapters, no mutations, once again in them being an Ultramarine successor chapter. Now, while they had his chapter master name, they didn't actually give him any specific guidelines, so I just went with Relic Blade, Integrated Bolters, Born Leader. Nothing too complicated there. So yeah, look up the Scythes of the Emperor. I really like them. Very nice, interesting fluff, really tough, decent sort of warriors. Alright, final chapter. The Celestial Lions. Love these guys. Mostly I put this in for my benefit because I love them from reading Hell's Reach and, reading all about them. Symbol, founding chapter, homeworld. Strength 1 because there's only 98 of them left after Armageddon. Corporation, Gene Seed has to be like that. It'll make sense when we get to the Gene Seed page. Standard sort of, I'll turn it up a bit. Be nice to them. Why not? Enemy Orcs, obvious. Scavengers, obvious. Melee Enthusiasts, obvious. Comrade in Arms, just reference to their like of the other members of Dawn. Suspicious because of the Inquisition. Alright, Homeworld, Elysium 9. Didn't make reference to a feudal world. It had reference to it being a sort of an old-fashioned world, so I just went with a feudal world. Passive Supervision because it had a lot of references to tribes and stuff. Challenge because I figured it would fit well with the Celestial Alliance theme. And once again, default powers because I couldn't be asked changing them. We are the lions, hear us roar. That is their official battle cry. Standard color scheme, gold and blue. And I'll change the gun. Change it. Yeah, there we go. Change it to red. Now, none of these names are correct. Absolutely none. None of them are. Because there is, apart from the chapter master, there is no reference to any of their names. And I couldn't find my novel of Hell's Reach my novel of Armageddon with Hell's Reach and stuff to figure it out. Successor chapters, Inactive Submembrane, and Missing Bleacher Gland. actually had reference to that being their gene seed deficiency, I read, so I'm sticking with the thing. Ekane, the last member of the Celestial Lions, the Sergeant, mastercraft a power sword and a bolt pistol in reference to the novel. Champion, nothing too much. So yeah, that's the Celestial Lions. I'm a bit disappointed that there was literally nothing on any officers, because I really wanted to actually get the officers' names right, but, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the part 2 of this chapter creation. I will do more of these, and if you want some specific chapters, please let me know. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you all again another time.